Well, during the month of October, we have been highlighting cooperatives and what they do around the state.
October is known as Cooperative Month, and so joining us now with more is Rocky Weber. He is the president of the Nebraska Cooperative Council. Nice to have you here today.
Well, thank you. Appreciate being here.
Yeah, so we are talking about cooperatives and building a better world. So what does that look like here in Nebraska?
Building a better world. Well, cooperatives are endemic across the state of Nebraska and have been for over 100 years. And in most of our rural communities, they're our largest employers. Last year, they reinvested about $381 million in property, plant, and equipment across the state of Nebraska, employed over 5,300 employees across the state of Nebraska with about a $408 million payroll. So very important to the rural economy in Nebraska.
What kind of charitable giving do cooperatives do?
So the fundamental thing about cooperatives is they're owned by the farmers that use them. Farmers live in local communities. Farmers support where they live in their local communities. And so last year, about $2.7 million of local funds went back to charitable organizations in local communities. Our rural fire departments, our school organizations, FFA, FHA, all of those kinds of things, the cooperatives support to a large degree because that's where the ownership of the cooperatives live, work, and their kids go to school, and they want to support those organizations.
So really they mean a lot to the rural communities they serve.
They are. You know, when you drive across Nebraska and you look at who has employment, who's investing and putting new projects in and building and making the tax base there and everything else, a lot of times it's the cooperatives that are the largest employers and the largest reinvestors in those communities. And they're very proud of their rural heritage, and of course, with being farmer-owned, farmers support those rural communities. And so there's a very strong tie between these organizations and their communities.
I know the theme this year for cooperatives, Cooperative Month, has been building a better world. And I know we talked about that a little bit already, but describe that a little bit more again. How are cooperatives building a better world?
So the whole cooperative business model was created back in the 1800s so that it's a user-owner type system where people didn't feel they were getting a fair shake trading with other people. They said, so let's own part of the competition ourselves. Let's keep the profits to ourselves. And that's why cooperative organizations were formed. So farmers said, we want to keep more of our profits to ourselves, share in our own income, and have more control over our competition. And so that's why they were formed to begin with. And so when we talk about how that builds a better community, it's first of all sharing in the economic impacts of the cooperatives and the profits of the cooperatives. About $130 million of profit last year was given back to local Nebraska farmers, and those dollars stay locally. They don't go to anywhere across the seas or to New York or anywhere else. Those profits stay locally. And so when cooperatives make money, they hand that money back to their farmers, and that farmer ownership just regenerates and creates economic value in rural Nebraska.
Okay. Well, we've certainly had fun learning more about cooperatives this month, and we look forward to doing that again.
You bet. Thank you so much for your help in spreading the word about cooperatives during Cooperative Month.
Right.
Great.
Rocky, thanks.